Hello, and welcome to episode 125 of the Stress Knits podcast. I am your host, Stacy, who is also known as Stress Knits Yarn over on Instagram. I am the dyer behind Stress Knits Yarn, and I live in Metro Detroit, Michigan, with my husband, Doug, our daughter, Eliza, and our pug, Esther. And if you hear any pug snores, she is asleep right behind me. So it's really nice because, well, first, today is October 11th, 2020. And I've noticed there are a lot of new viewers and subscribers. So hi, welcome. This is my little slice of YouTube. I talk to you about what I'm making, what I'm dreaming about making, yarn dyeing, real life, and all that kind of jazz. So right now I'm able to record some videos and I'm really excited for it because I haven't had the chance. For those of you who are new, I have been a full-time yarn dyer for the past 2 years, but I just got offered my dream job this past month. And so I am also working a full-time job as they're called learning mentors, but essentially think of it as academic advising-ish. And then I am also learning all of the back end paperwork and all that stuff because eventually I would really love to be a school counselor. So I'm learning about schedule making and records and all of that, I really enjoy it. I think it's a lot of fun, so I'm really excited to have this opportunity, and I'm working with people that I really love, most of whom I have known for a long time. 3 past teachers and a classmate of mine are who I'm working with, so it's a lot of fun, and then all of the people I've met have been wonderful as well. And I don't know, I'm really loving it. And then on top of that, I'm also grading some assignments, and I'm kind of a teacher without being a teacher, if that makes sense. It's an online program, and with COVID, there's been quite a few new students. So that's what I'm doing, and I'm starting to get a grasp on it. And once Advents are out the door, I think I will be just in a much better place time management wise. So for those of you who don't know, because I've been getting some questions, and sometimes I forget that not everything makes sense. So advent calendars are a thing yarn dyers have started doing. So if you think of a chocolate advent calendar or a little Tinker Toy advent calendar, they usually come in like a cardboard box, sometimes shaped like a house or something else, and you punch holes and you get something every day leading up to Christmas. And yarn dyers have started doing the same thing with yarn, but we individually wrap every skein, and usually it's, or at least in my case, I don't know if everybody does this, but 25 new colorways, which is a lot of fun but a lot of work. And then this year I have some extras going in. I have an exclusive stitch marker from Hello Lavender, who is my favorite stitch marker maker, and a sock pattern from Huga Cannon. I'm so excited to share it with you. I just caked up my skein of day 25, and she sent me the pattern, and I'm going to cast that on soon, and I'm so excited. She sent me a picture, and it's stunning. I cannot wait. And then the pattern will be available to everyone in January. So if you aren't a part of the calendar, you can definitely get in on the sock pattern because it's beautiful. So that's what I've been doing. I finished twisting, skeining every single mini skein yesterday. I had a little party, and I'm already starting to feel the weight lifting. And Doug gave me an hour or two by myself right now so that I can record this podcast and record a few videos for patrons over on Patreon. If you're interested, I'll link it below. Thank you to everyone who supports me over there. It makes a huge difference to my family, and yeah, it's just, it's a lot of fun, and I'm having a lot of fun. Speaking of Patreon, if you are a patron and you have not guessed the Christmas song Day 25 is inspired by, I really, really want you to try to guess. So, yeah, I will give you the hint of it's not Silent Night, and it is not Last Christmas, because I did those the last 2 years. So, it's not those, and if people don't know the song, it is going to be on everybody's Christmas playlist this year. It is one of my favorites. I really fell back in love with it last year, and Eliza really loves it, and it's just a really fun song. So yeah, I wonder if people are going to guess it. I really hope somebody does. So that's a little fun game over on Patreon, and if you guess it correctly, you get a free skein of the colorway. And it's, I love it. So I'm just really excited about that. So if you're not a patron and you want to be, and that's kind of a fun game, it's open to everybody, whether from $1 up. So yes, I'm really excited about that. And I feel all over the place today. I didn't get a lot of sleep last night, so I'm just kind of, I don't know. So we should probably talk about knitting. It's been about 7 minutes. I'm making sure, because my phone is on Do Not Disturb, and Doug is with Eliza, so I just want to make sure. I'm not getting a text. It's an anxiety thing, not a trust thing, in case anybody was wondering. I don't know why I said that, but I always get nervous when I'm like, yeah, Doug's with Eliza, I'm just gonna check my phone. I fully trust him, I just get nervous something happens because I'm not with her, right? It's just one of those stupid things, and I feel like parents can relate to that, hopefully. I don't know. Yeah, so what should we talk about? Should we talk about finished objects? Can you spot anything? Have you seen it? Have you seen it? I am wearing my pink velvet sweater. Ah, it's done. So, this is my pink velvet sweater by Andrea Mowry. I knit it out of Stress Knits Single, which is the main base that I used in the Dahlia colorway. It's just this beautiful, I don't even know how to describe the color. It's just a beautiful dark pink. And then the yoke, the contrast yoke, is my cloud base, which is Surrey Alpaca Silk in the Palm Lines colorway, which is just a barely there pink, and I love it. I'm going to stand up and show you. So here it is. I'm still always like super self-conscious about my boobs, but I'm really happy with it. I'm wearing it with a dress. And I don't know, I'm really, really happy with how it turned out. I knit the size 44, and I have about an inch of positive ease. My bust is around a 43 at the moment, and yeah, I don't know, it fits really well. I was honestly nervous that it wasn't going to fit because I like oversized clothing. I think this is the tightest thing I've probably worn in a really long time on this podcast. I like oversized clothes. I feel more comfortable. I'm still really like self-conscious of my post-baby body, and I hate that, but it's just the truth. So that's why I like clothes with positive ease that feel flowy. So I kind of feel myself just like pulling at the front and like, don't look at my boobs kind of, but I don't know. I love a circular yoke on my shape. I think it looks really great. I don't know. I'm really happy with how it came out. I did knit almost full, I think like bracelet length sleeves, and I I love it. I used about 3 full skeins of my singles base, so about 1,200 yards. There's a little bit left over, and then barely anything of my contrast. I love this sweater. I'm really happy with it. It's something that I'm definitely actually going to wear. Which is really exciting. I've kind of turned this corner earlier in the year, and I feel like I turned the corner again to where I'm knitting things that I know I'm going to love. I know are wardrobe staples, and I know I'm going to just wear to death. So I'm really excited about that. What else can I say? I made one modification because I've had issues with Andrea Mowry patterns in the past with neckline. So I've noticed this with a lot of designers, that they don't grade the neck very well. Sorry, but it's true. Yes, and I'm not saying I could do it better or anything, but my neck and like where things fit me, if it's supposed to be a crew neck, I don't want it to be a boat neck. And that has really been obvious in a lot of sweaters. So like my no frills has a really big neck opening. My stone crop has a really big neck opening, and I got kind of sick of it. So when I look at the schematic, if I can tell the neckline is going to kind of boat neck because of how it's graded, I've done a fold over hem to pull it in. So I knit, not a hem, this is a neckline. So I knit the neckline twice as long, and then I folded it in half, and then I whip stitched it to the cast on edge. There are other ways to do it. You can do a provisional cast on, which I think I'm going to try next time. But sometimes I just don't want to learn something new, so I just do it this way. And I've done it for the past few sweaters I've knit, and it's fixed the problem. Again, nothing against it. I don't I don't want a big scoop neck and like it falling off my like if the neckline started like here, it's just, I don't like the way that looks. So that's the modification that I made, and I really love it. And if you're having that issue, which I find it's like sizes 4 up, so like sizes 1, 2, 3 usually have tighter necklines to the neck when it's supposed to be a crew neck, and then the larger the size, the bigger the neck hole, which I don't know, it just doesn't make sense to me that my neck hole needs to be like 4 to 5 inches bigger than everybody else's. I don't know. It's just one of those things that's been really bothering me lately. So that is my fix if you are running into that issue as well, or if you like the scoopier neck, go for it. It's just not my thing. I like a crew neck. So yeah, that was a tangent. But this is my Pink Velvet by Andrea Mowry. I'm really happy with it. Yeah, I'm really happy with how the color looks. Dahlia is definitely one of my favorites, and I think you guys are loving it too. So I'm really happy with that. And I did alternate skeins on the body. So alternated skeins because it is a tonal yarn, and I am not a machine, and so I alternated, and I'm glad that I did. Okay, so that is what I am wearing. I tried to put my hands in my pockets. I'm sitting down. Okay, so I have some works in progress. I have two whips because once I finished my Pink Velvet, my needles were clear. I had nothing on my needles. I had nothing on my needles. I'm I'm kind of having a, did I talk about the sweater the last podcast? I don't remember. I don't know if it was done. Was it done? I should have probably checked. Anyway, if it wasn't, I think it's worth repeating because it's a good sweater. Okay. Anyways, I had clean needles. I had nothing left. So, besides my wrap. So let's talk about my wrap. So this is the Half+Half triangle wrap by Purl Soho. I'm knitting this with Jax Knits, who is an amazing podcast. I'm sure all of you know about them, but if you don't, highly recommend Jax. They're wonderful. Yeah, and I always feel like Jackie messages me when I really just need that support, and she just kind of knows. I don't know. It's wonderful. But they are hosting this knit along. So it is a giant wrap. It's a giant wrap. It's 2 triangles, and you make the triangles with short rows. So the first side, your rows get shorter, and the second side, your rows get longer. It takes 6 skeins of yarn. I have the hiccups, I think. I don't know. Yeah. So it's massive. And I went up a few needle sizes. So because I want this to be big. So I am knitting my first color, and I'm getting there with the first triangle. So I thought this was the other side, but so you have all of this, and then you can see the triangle starts, you can see it start forming. So it's just this beautiful, gradual shape. Because I don't feel weird doing this because it's a free pattern, but you're wrapping every single stitch. So for the large size, which is what I'm doing, you cast on like 270 stitches. So that's how many rows you're gonna do. So I'm getting there. And then my beautiful Hello Lavender rainbow stitch marker. But yes, so I started my second ball. Here it is. Do I have the other color on the... No, let me grab it real quick. It's right behind me. Okay. So this is my second color. This is Rose Granite, and this yarn is Purl Soho Linen Quill. It is 50% Highland wool, 35% alpaca, and 15% linen. And I really love this. I've heard a few people find it scratchy, but I'm gonna be honest with you, I have sensitive skin. I don't like super scratchy wool. So I think it's good, but definitely if you're curious about this yarn, instead of buying a full 6 skeins of it, I would just buy one and see how you feel about it. But I think it's kind of soft, in my opinion. But I just want to put it out there that some people are finding it to be a little scratchy. One of my patrons actually. So I want to make sure to put that disclaimer out there. But I honestly have been thinking about knitting a sweater out of this. It is light and drapey, and the tactile nature of this yarn is just so beautiful. So I got, yes, these colors, and I love this so much that I'm planning a second one, and let me pull it. So this is part of Stash Acquisitions. So my hair, y'all, I need a haircut. Now granted, I'm in no rush to get a haircut because there's still a pandemic and I want to be safe and smart. But when I can get a haircut, when I can get one with my hairdresser who I trust, I'm getting one because I haven't had one since July of 2019. And my hair looks bad up. It looks bad down. It's a mess. So just bear with my hair for like the next few weeks. I have no idea when I'm gonna get a haircut. So just bear with me with that. Okay, so this is a stash acquisition. It's this basket from Purl Soho. And I love a good basket. And it's convertible, which is just, like, look at this. How cute. And then you just fold it in to be more of like a bowl. I love it. I think it's the cutest thing. Okay, anyway. Yes, so when I was watching Caddy Jax, I talked about this with my dotted raised shawl, but when I'm knitting a pattern, I really, really love to watch other people knit that pattern. So I've been watching people who are knitting the half and half triangle wrap for the half wrap cal, and I've been rewatching the episodes of Caddy Jax where they talk about it and they talk about all of the yarn. And there is one episode where Jackie just has a million skeins of linen quill, and she pulled this combination. And I was like, yeah, I need it. It's gonna happen. And I love this project so much because it's just garter stitch and short rows. And it's a project I can see myself returning to in times of stress, in times of grief, in times of uncertainty. So it just really feels like the perfect pattern for right now, where I don't want to think and I just want to knit and I just want to have something feel good in my hands. And I've also been using Tuft Woolen's, I love this one. Tuft Woolen's hand and body ball. I just bought 2 more. So I bought, this is like just a whole stash acquisitions thing. I haven't had one of these in a long time. This is Plum Amber and this is Lavender Apple. And I've just been like putting this on my hands and then picking up this and just knitting, and it feels so good. It feels really great in my hands, and I don't know, I just love the tactileness of the yarn because there's just so much to it. So anyway, I was like, I'm definitely going to knit a second one. I don't know how quickly I will knit a second one, but I know I will for sure. And because these things are so large, they can also double as blankets, which I think is really great. So I'm thinking one will probably live on our couch and one will live with me. And I'm kind of thinking this one's going to be mine. Yeah, so I bought Honey Pink and Rosewood Pink. And so this is my second. And I'm really excited. Doug knows I'm recording and he's still trying. Oh my gosh. Okay. Anyway, sorry, I had to text him back to let him know I'm recording so he doesn't try to call me. Oh, Douglas. Okay. Yes. So this will be my second, and I'm really into I've always been into pinks, but I'm into different shades of pink than I've been into lately. Like, I'm really enjoying yellowy pinks and just warm pinks in general. So I don't know, I'm really happy with this. And I couldn't stop thinking about it when Jackie showed this color combination. So I thought I would just grab it and yeah, knit a second one. And also the thing that's really great about this yarn, I've found that Purl Soho yarn is really expensive, but this yarn is pretty affordable. I think it's like $14 to $18 a skein, somewhere in that range. And so it just feels a little bit more manageable. I'm actually going to check on that because I don't want to give false information, and I have my computer up right here. And I've looked at this yarn so much that when I type in Purl Soho, it just gives it to me. It's $17.50 a skein. And it is 439 yards. So, I'm gonna close that so I'm not distracted. So it's a lot of yardage for that price, because usually, at least I have found, when something is like that, so think Brooklyn Tweed, Quince and Company, they're 50 gram skeins, but this is 100 grams for $17.50. So I think it's definitely more of a mid-range yarn. But if you're into knitting like summer tees, I think this would be really beautiful. I've thought about knitting a tee in this yarn. Yeah, I don't know. I'm really in love with it. I think it's beautiful. And I really like the way it feels. So I'm gonna stop lamenting about this yarn. But yes, I highly recommend it. And this will be a project that's on my needles for a long time, because it is definitely a labor of love, but it is something I am so enjoying. It's the perfect project. It really is. So I'm getting eager to be done with the first section to add in my second color. So hopefully the second color will be added maybe in 2 weeks. We'll see. Then the second thing is a new cast on. I've teased it on Instagram a little bit, and it's funny because I have three patterns that I'm ready to cast on. My Yorkville by the Knitting Expat, my Boxcar by Becky Sorensen, and my Turtle Dove by Espace Tricot. I'm ready. I have all the yarn. I'm ready to cast those on, but they're all pullovers, and I really am enjoying cardigans at work right now, just because I can take them on and off, and our office gets really hot and then really cold within hours of each other. So I was like, I kind of want some cardigans in my life, and I have a sweater quantity of Peace Fleece that I bought at Rhinebeck last year. So this is really special stash, and I actually bought this to knit the Felix pullover by Amy Christoffers, but I just haven't gotten around to it. And so instead, I cast on the Felix cardigan. I'm knitting the third size, which I think is a 48, and my gauge, I think this will come out to be like a 50. If my math is correct, I have no idea, because I want this to be not slightly oversized. I want this to be pretty oversized with a few inches of positive ease. That's just cozy, and I can move, and like, I don't know. I love a big cardigan right now. So here's where I'm at. I have finished the increases, which are just done so cleverly. You increase with yarn overs, and it creates this beautiful motif. And yeah, I separated for the sleeves, which I just pulled a random skein of worsted, which is a leftover from my throw over. It's my Pillow Mint colorway. When I saw these two together, I am casting on a sweater with a pink and a mint that I will show you in December, or at least I'm casting it on in December. Wink, wink. Yeah, because I can't get this combination out of my brain. So stay tuned for that. I'm really excited about it. I'm actually dyeing the yarn today for it. I'm so excited. Anyway, I separated for the sleeves and I've knit about an inch past. So once I finish this skein, I'm gonna move on to the arms and knit the sleeves and then finish the body. I think it's gonna be a little cropped, not super cropped, but cropped. And yeah, something I can wear over dresses, but also wear with high-waisted pants is kind of my goal because that's what I wear at work. And it's also a lot of fun now that I have somewhere to wear knits. It's kind of really great. And a lot of my coworkers like really love wool and think it's really cool, and they don't make fun of me. They actually like are genuinely interested in it, which is really nice. So I'm not gonna lie, I was a little nervous to pull out my knitting at work because we do have downtime. And yeah, because if I've talked to all of my kids and I'm just waiting for grading, there's nothing else I can do unless I get assigned a task. So I have knit a few times at work and everyone's just really cool about it. So that's nice. But I love this motif. I'm really excited. I think it's just going to be a cozy sweater. I will say this yarn is pretty crunchy, but in the best way. Like, it smells like sheep. I think it's really beautiful. It is, so like I said, it's Peace Fleece. The colorway is Palomino. So it's this beautiful like peachy pink that I'm really into right now, which I have no idea if this even goes well with me, but I like it, so I don't care. Because I'm also noticing that sometimes if you just have confidence and you love something enough, it looks good. So if I really like something, I'm just gonna go for it. Anyway, this yarn is 75% Navajo Rambouillet and domestic fine wool and 25% mohair. Each skein is about 200 yards. And this is the worsted. There's also a DK. But this brings me to my other acquisition, which is Peace Fleece again, but in the Morning Dove colorway. So this is Peace Fleece worsted again. I purchased this at Tolt, and again, it's just a really great price point. So I think for the sweater, I bought 5 skeins. Yeah, I have 3 skeins left and I'm on skein 2. So I bought 5 skeins and the sweater's like $60. Like, sometimes that's how much you spend on a sweater in the store, and I'm getting to make it. So it's just a really great price point. At least I think it is for the quality of wool. So this is the Morning Dove colorway, and I'm trying to figure out what I want to make with it. But I've known for a long time that this is a colorway I wanted, and it's just beautiful. There's so much, I don't know if you can really see it, but there's just so much depth to this colorway. It's very tweedy and beautiful. But I'm thinking of knitting the Tulip by Melody Hoffman in this yarn. That's what I'm thinking, because I think whatever she holds together equals about a worsted weight, and this is worsted. So I'm thinking the Tulip. I'm also thinking the Felix pullover. If I love the Felix cardigan, maybe a second one, because it's going really quickly. This is like 4 hours of work, if that. Maybe closer to 3. Like, this is not a whole lot of work because I haven't had a lot of time to knit. So it's going really quickly. And I'm knitting mine on a US 10.5. I don't know if anybody was curious, but I am. Yes, so Peace Fleece worsted in the Morning Dove colorway, and it's just going to be something beautiful. I was also thinking about the Joy, I forget who it's by, but it was in Elaine magazine, and yeah, it was one of those cardigans that I just fell in love with. It's an open cardi, and maybe that. I don't know, I have 6 skeins, so I have 1,200 yards of a worsted weight, which is perfect for something oversized and cozy for me, and probably some leftovers. So yeah, I love this yarn. It's definitely the most crunchy. I hate the word rustic. I don't know why. That word's just really bothering me right now. So like, I don't want to say that, but I definitely think this is as rustic as I would go. For my personal sensitivity, I think I can wear, this will be fine. Yeah. I know, I'm really in love with it. So that's what I'm working on. Shop news. Which feels like it's been forever since we talked shop. So I am finishing dyeing for Advents probably today, possibly tomorrow, and then I'm dyeing for the shop. So it's going to be a huge update. I'm trying to figure out if I want to split up the release or if I want to just put all of the yarn in. I don't know. It's gonna be 600 plus skeins of yarn, so stay tuned. My hope is to do it what would be Rhinebeck weekend, maybe, or maybe the weekend after. So stay tuned for that. I'm really excited to finally be dyeing for the shop again. I really appreciate your patience while I figure out my new life, and it's been really great. So yes, what else was I going to mention? I don't know how many of you are watching this far in, but the 7K giveaway is coming. I am starting to receive some giveaway products, is that the word? From some amazing makers, but I am waiting on a few, and I'm in no rush to do this. So yes, but one of them is actually sitting right here. So I'm really excited about that. I think that's it. This is a lot longer than I thought it would be. So sorry, but I feel like it was really rambly. I don't know. My brain's just not working. So I think that's it. I hope you're having a wonderful fall, a good October. I hope you're still staying safe and wearing masks. And don't forget to register to vote if you still have time. And then don't forget to mail your ballots in or vote in person if you have to. Anyway, so there's that, and I will talk to you probably in about 2 weeks. It was really great chatting with you. I'll see you next time.